Okay, so my project looked at Market Hall. Market Hall was built on a site that had a 14th century village below it. And then when they decided to build Market Hall, they found a 10th century village that was built inside of the polder. So initially I was interested in the contrast between the market outside and the market on the inside. But once I actually started to photograph, I've kind of found this really like desolate interior and this really chaotic, busy, but super energetic market on the inside. But my focus kind of drove more towards looking at like the structure of the interior and the stands that were there, just showing how like empty the place had become due to COVID, exaggerated by COVID, but also um, just like showing what else is in the facility that maybe we don't look at so much. So once I finished taking photographs, I kind of like reflected on them, came back, and then actually realised that maybe the basement was a bit more interesting in the market hall, because upstairs you have like everything going on, but downstairs it's a bit more quiet. You have the archaeological finds that were found in the village when they dug up Market Hall, and they're on display in the basement right beside a car park. So you have this really stark contrast between people just passing by and going to their cars and these like really precious objects that lay beneath. So what I decided to do was kind of think about like what could the future of Market Hall be, and who would maybe like live or work or play or whatever in this space. The design was never really meant to be realised. It was just to provoke and encourage people to kind of reconsider the landscape that they see every day in the city and think about like what lays underneath and how we can work with it, to kind of appreciate it rather than just use it as high capital spaces trying to raise money, rather than showing kind of the history and looking at the ancestors that came before us. So the design has a couple of different things going on. You can basically go and you can dig and you can have your own little piece of history, but it's more to encourage people to kind of like think about what these objects were and their role, what they were in the past, and how this is kind of contrasted now as we just kind of display and show and archive, I guess. But yeah, so the action that I took, because the course kind of encouraged us to make the invisible visible. So the action that I really wanted to take wasn't so much about the design, but more so about the fact that once you have this design, you can kind of make people look at a space that's already existing a bit more. So what I did was made a pamphlet explaining the function of the space and the different things that are going on. And then I handed it out and encouraged people to kind of look at this, I guess, this new architectural design, and then kind of like look at the building that's already existing. So you have people looking at a pamphlet of this kind of speculative design on the site of the Market Hall, which gives this really great contrast to show the depth below and then the building that already exists above. So yeah, that was my action, and that felt like the most important part to kind of get people to think and engage with the public.